What I thought I'd do is just give you a little window to the Wolter Group and some of the things we're working on. We have 3 core business units, warehouse products, material handling, and power systems. We've been in business for 57 years. We have about 400 employees. We have 9 facilities with about 430,000 square feet of operating space, and we operate in 4 states. I've been with the business for 28 years. I've been president for 12, and in a family business conference like this, you understand the last one, I've been a son-in-law for 33. The business was founded by my father-in-law in 1962 in this garage in Milwaukee. So that garage has now turned into these 9 facilities in Wisconsin and Illinois. It is a family business. We have 14 family members across 3 generations. In the current state of the business, the structure, my father-in-law has 100% of the vote of the company. We are in the process of transitioning the generation from that first generation to the second. I am a member of the second generation. The governance of the business will shift through trust structures to the next generation of 4 children. The leadership of the business currently is in my hands, and I am in the process of handing off that leadership over the next 5 years to a non-family member. The family's going to have, we have 4 children and in-laws in the business, and they will all be retired from the business within the next 10 years. Another fact that faces all of us is the general transition of the baby boom generation. We have 20% of our employees will retire in the next 10 years, or next 5 years. 35% of our employees will retire in the next 10. As a strategic focus for the business, we have 4 core things we're working on. We always seek to grow our business. We seek to grow at 10% a year. We grow by broadening the product lines we represent and by geographical presence. We seek to grow through organic means, and if there isn't enough growth through organic means, we buy businesses. We've bought 7 businesses in the last 10 years. Succession is critical because if we're going to continue to grow and excel as a business, we have to manage the retirements of our senior leadership and family members and transition to the next generation. Human resources, because of this rapid transition that's ongoing, if we're going to grow, and we're going to grow at 10% a year, we have to be able to continuously build that staff. And so we view that as a strategic initiative, a strategic advantage. Technology is affecting our business like many businesses. We have an extensive technology program working on our operational side and also on our product side facing our customers. We're seeing the products that used to be staffed and manned converting to automated guided vehicles at a relatively rapid rate. So our ability to participate in that process is critical to our long-term success. One key thing that we're doing right now in order to handle the succession and the initiation of our strategic planning is we've got an executive team, so we get together on a weekly basis to talk about all of our strategic initiatives, to review our succession strategies, and to manage our acquisitions. And then we communicate that out to our corporation on a quarterly basis. Every member of that team will participate in all aspects of our strategic planning, all aspects of our acquisition, and they will pass that on to the next generation of managers that come in behind them. So as we look at a manager retiring, we will bring in that manager's replacement. They will start participating, so the tribal knowledge will move from generation to generation of managers. The other thing that's always fun to talk about is the family dynamics and how that always works perfectly smoothly. So there's 3 key principles that we view as being important to make it smooth, and then we can talk about what really happens. Generally speaking, it's the core belief, if a family member comes into the business, they should only be given responsibilities that match their capacity and capability. We seek to have a common standard of way we operate policies and procedures. We seek to have family members conform with the standard practice of the business, the best practices. The leadership team has to absorb and work with those family members as they come in, being able to assist them in their career path and help them become successful long-term. I have two basic sources of conflict. In my 28 years, all of the conflicts that occur can fall into one of two categories. It's what I call the expectation-reality gap. That's when the expectation of the family member as to their career and their position in the company is different than the reality, or the reality or the expectation of the manager of the family member is not reality. Then the other core, and this really is triggered by that event, is if you have a family hierarchy, which we all have, there is a leader, a patriarch, whatever, in that family hierarchy, and then there's the leadership of the business or the structure of the business. Anytime the business hierarchy is violated and gone around and moved to have decisions made in the family hierarchy, there is potential for conflict. Conflict management then is what our managers have to do. We have to figure out how to absorb that, adjust, and move forward. As we move into the next generations, we face a number of family issues that I think a lot of us face. We're going to be transitioning our governance from my father-in-law at the 100% vote to the 4 family members, and they have to learn to manage and make the decisions of that leadership position as shareholders, boards of directors. As the second generation retires, our business, which is growth-oriented, aggressively growing, will have 4 family members, the entire second generation, that will now be retired. What is their view towards the investment in the business and the growth as we go forward? Then we have the third generation coming in who will be working for non-family members. We have 4 out of 7 that are in the business, 3 out of 7 that are not in the business. They are going to become increasing shareholders over time. How is that to be managed? So all of these things are part of our planning process, and it's part of building the future and doing them successfully, hopefully keeps the business growing long into the future. With that, I say thank you very much and turn it back over to Dan.